Hello everyone. Welcome to Super Hits Movies. Today, I'm going to explain the Japanese monsters horror thriller film, Attack on Titan. When the movie starts, we are shown an apocalyptic time. Thousands of years ago, monsters resembling humans, known as Titans, had destroyed the entire world. Out of fear, humans were forced to live behind massive walls in order to survive. The people believed that if the Titans ever returned, these walls would protect them. But more than 100 years had passed, and people had begun to forget the Titans. Now, the history of the Titans survived only in the stories written in books, which were mostly used to scare children. The people living behind the wall could not leave, even if they wanted to. The government had strictly prohibited anyone from going near the walls out of fear of the Titans. In this way, people were forced to spend their lives in hardship, trapped in a difficult existence. The world inside the walls was divided into 3 areas. Area number 3 was for farmers and workers, who survived by working in the fields. Area number 2 was industrial, where factories were set up. And area number 1 was the central area, where the rich and powerful people controlled the entire city. No one was allowed to leave their area and move to another. In area number 3 lived a boy named Aaron, who was very talented. He did not want to live like a prisoner within these 4 walls, always fearing the Titans. He dreamed of doing something greater. His biggest desire was to explore the outside world, and he often shared this dream with his friends. Aaron did not believe in the existence of Titans. He thought they were only myths used to frighten people, and that fear alone had trapped humanity behind the walls. Along with him was his male friend, who was also very talented. But ordinary people were not allowed to conduct any experiments, as the government believed that if someone pursued personal success, they might misuse it. Here we are also introduced to a girl named Mikasa. Aaron and Mikasa cared deeply for each other, and she wanted to spend a happy life with Aaron. One day, Aaron's friend comes to meet him, but on the way, he bumps into a stranger. He doesn't pay much attention to the man and simply ignores him. Aaron, however, felt lucky to be there, because from that place he could see the world that existed beyond the walls. This place was also his favorite, as there was an old bomb machine there. Out of fear, no one ever came near it. Aaron then decides that this time, no matter what happens, he will cross the wall and see the outside world. He manages to convince his friends as well. Near the wall, an army guard was stationed. Aaron sneaks close to the wall, carefully avoiding the eyes of the soldiers for the first time. But before he can move further, he gets caught. Luckily, the leader of those soldiers saves him because he liked Aaron a lot. The leader knew Aaron was intelligent and understood his passion. Just then, while they are discussing these things, the ground suddenly trembles. When they look at the wall, they cannot believe their eyes. For the first time, they come face to face with a terrible fear, a monstrous Titan. This Titan was far more powerful and massive than the others. Such monsters were called giants, and this one was even taller than the wall itself. Its entire body seemed to radiate fire, and flames surrounded it as it moved. Using its enormous feet, it began smashing the wall apart. People were terrified and completely stunned. The fire attack was devastating. The leader quickly ordered a soldier to begin bombing, but the soldier hesitated, reminding him that the government had forbidden the use of explosives. In the meantime, the giant tore open a massive hole in the wall and then vanished into thin air, like smoke carried away by the wind. It felt like the calm before a great storm. Suddenly, through that hole, dozens of Titan monsters began pouring in. They resembled humans in shape but were many times taller. Their faces twisted into evil smiles whenever they saw humans, as if they were looking at food. The soldiers tried their best and even succeeded in bombing some of the Titans. But soon they realized that these monsters were eternal. The Titans could not be killed. The injured parts of their bodies began regenerating on their own, healing instantly. Now, with their overwhelming numbers, the Titans surrounded the humans from all sides. Compared to them, the humans looked like mere insects underfoot. To the Titans, people were nothing but toys to play with. Worse still, the Titans treated humans like food for a barbecue, grabbing them with their giant hands and devouring them alive. The soldiers were so terrified that many preferred suicide over becoming food for the Titans. They killed themselves rather than be devoured. Meanwhile, the Titans wreaked havoc across the entire city. People either died at the hands of Titans or were crushed in the chaos caused by the panicked crowd. Eventually, the survivors found only one place to take shelter: a massive hall in the center of the city. Everyone just wanted to save themselves. Without caring for others, people forced their way inside. Eren and Mikasa also ran there, desperate to survive. In the chaos, Mikasa noticed a small child clinging to her mother. Feeling pity for them, she stopped to help. Because she chose to save the child, she remained outside the hall. Meanwhile, Eren was dragged into the crowd and pushed inside as the doors slammed shut. Eren tried desperately to open the door to save Mikasa, but the terrified people stopped him from doing so. Outside, Mikasa was holding the child tightly as a Titan loomed closer. Eren watched helplessly, unable to do anything, as the Titan swallowed both Mikasa and the child in a single bite. Suddenly, everything fell silent. Somehow, Eren managed to escape from the hall. What he saw horrified him. The hall where the survivors had taken shelter was now surrounded by Titans. One Titan smashed through the roof, and the monsters began eating the people trapped inside. Blood poured out like a river flowing across the ground. Devastated, Eren wandered aimlessly through the ruined city. The scene then shifts forward in time 2 years later. We are taken to Area 2, the industrial region. This area remained safe, protected by the strong walls that had withstood the attack of the giant Titan. Survivors from the destroyed areas, including Area 3, had also resettled here. But because the population suddenly increased, food and water soon became scarce. People began dying of hunger. The only way forward was to reclaim Area 3, the farmlands which were still occupied by Titans. To survive, humanity needed to fight back. A special military force was formed, and young recruits were given 2 years of intense training to prepare them to face the Titans. Among these recruits were Eren and his close friend, who both joined with a burning desire for revenge. Eren especially carried the guilt of Mikasa's death, believing it was his fault that he failed to save her. The squad was commanded by a strict leader named Kubble. Commander Kubble makes a plan. They will leave for their mission under the cover of night. Their mission is to seal the massive hole through which the Titans had entered Area 3, using a powerful blast. According to the plan, they will detonate explosives on the upper part of the hole. The collapsing blocks will fall down and close it completely. Since the wall is extremely strong, the Titans will not be able to break through again, even after the explosion. If this mission succeeds, humanity will finally have a chance to kill the Titans, and this was their last hope. But the mission was also deadly. Either they would succeed or die trying. The head of weapons introduces the soldiers to a special new device, a maneuvering gear that allows them to fly through the air. With its help, they can target the neck of the Titans, the only weak spot. If struck there, the Titans cannot regenerate and will die permanently. Following the plan, the soldiers set out into the night. But before reaching their target, they sense something strange nearby. Curious, they investigate, thinking it might just be the sound of cows. When they find nothing unusual, they begin moving again. Suddenly, a woman in the group hears the cry of a small child. Believing the child is in danger, she rushes ahead to help, and Eren follows closely behind. But when they find the source of the cries, they realize with horror, it is not a human child, but a Titan infant. The giant child tries to grab them, but falls over instead. As soon as it hits the ground, it begins crying loudly. The sound awakens nearby Titans, who rush toward the noise and quickly surround the soldiers. Now they are in grave danger. To make matters worse, their selfish commander, Kubble, abandons them, fleeing with the supply vehicles and weapons. The Titans catch Eren's friend, but another soldier manages to save him. Still, the group is completely surrounded. Suddenly, a skilled Titan slayer named Shikishima arrives. With his mastery of maneuvering gear, he single-handedly kills nearly 10 to 15 Titans. Fighting alongside him is another brave soldier, Mikasa. Yes, she was alive. Together, Shikishima and Mikasa fight fearlessly, slicing through the Titans with precision and speed. After clearing the area, the group continues toward their target, the hole in the wall. But to Eren's shock, Mikasa shows him no warmth or emotion. After the tragedy she endured, her heart now burns only for revenge. Though she had once been swallowed by a Titan, Shikishima had saved her and trained her to become a fighter. He taught her a crucial secret. To defeat Titans, one must unleash their rage and fight with full strength. He also explained that mankind's greatest enemy is not the Titans themselves, but fear, the very thing that keeps humans hiding behind the walls. And then, their selfish commander Kubble returns. He claims that the maneuvering weapons they were supposed to use for the mission had not been found in the secret storage site, but in the underground caves instead. He explains that he did not want to risk losing those explosives, so he had gone to secure them. According to him, there was a traitor among them who might have stolen the weapons, and he could not take that chance. The soldiers begin loading the weapons, but the noise attracts nearby Titans. Suddenly, 2 soldiers are snatched up and eaten. Panic spreads quickly through the group. Yet the greedy commander is concerned only about protecting the explosives. In the chaos, a thief steals one of the vehicles loaded with weapons and explosives. But before he can escape, a grieving woman, whose husband had just been eaten by a Titan, intervenes. Fueled by rage, she seizes control of the explosive truck from the thief. Determined to avenge her husband, she sets it ablaze and drives it straight into a group of Titans. The truck explodes with tremendous force, creating a massive blast. But to their horror, even such a powerful explosion fails to kill the Titans. Their last hope, the explosives, was gone. Abandoning them once again, Kubble flees, leaving the soldiers trapped in the middle of the monsters. Eren too begins to lose courage. But then he remembers Shikishima's words about unleashing anger. Summoning his rage, he throws himself into battle against the Titans. Fueled by determination, he even manages to kill a few of them. But during the fight, his leg is badly injured and breaks. As the struggle intensifies, a Titan grabs Eren's friend. Everyone fights desperately to rescue him, trying to stop the Titan from swallowing him whole. Though exhausted and filled with despair, Eren refuses to give up. At the last moment, he saves his friend, but in the process, he loses his arm. Moments later, a Titan seizes Eren and swallows him. Inside the Titan's stomach, Eren realizes he is being digested alive. Seeing this, Mikasa loses control, unleashing her fury on the Titan. But luck was not on her side. Her gear malfunctions and she crashes to the ground, leaving her helpless. Now, with her equipment broken, Mikasa sees death approaching as the Titan lumbers toward her. But suddenly, the Titan clutches its stomach in agony. Something strange is happening inside. With a violent explosion, a colossal monster bursts out from within. A massive giant emerges, roaring as it begins tearing through the other Titans with terrifying power. Then, looking closely, they realize the shocking truth. This giant is none other than Eren. But after his rampage, the giant begins to weaken, collapsing like the others. At that moment, the commander who had always recognized Eren's potential mutters something cryptic. Words that no one else can understand. He says to cut the back of his neck. No one understands what he means, but Mikasa still does as instructed. Eren emerges from within, and to everyone's shock, his broken hands and legs have now regenerated. Seeing this miracle, all are stunned. For some unknown reason, Shikishima smiles, as if he already knew this was going to happen. After this, we are shown a flashback from Eren's past. His father, a scientist, is seen injecting a vaccine into Eren for a mysterious purpose. The commander is also present during this moment. Eren's mother tries to stop them, but his father explains that because of this vaccine, Eren will one day play a crucial role in saving humanity. Just then, government officers knock on their door. Eren's father quickly hides Eren and the commander in a room. Among those officers was Kubble. They discover that Eren's father had been working on a secret experiment. Since ordinary people were forbidden from making inventions or conducting experiments, the officers arrest Eren's parents as punishment. Along with them, all of his father's experiments are destroyed in flames. This was why the commander admired Aaron so much, because of his potential. He also knew that, thanks to the vaccine, Aaron had gained extraordinary power that could be used to save humanity. When Aaron regains consciousness, he finds that Cubble has imprisoned him. Aaron himself cannot believe that he truly transformed into a giant. But at the same time, he feels proud, knowing that he possesses a unique ability that could play an important role in humanity's fight against the Titans. However, Cubble sees Aaron as a threat. Believing that humanity should remain caged behind walls like cowards and that no new inventions or experiments were needed, Cubble keeps him locked away. When the commander speaks in Aaron's defense, Cubble shoots him dead. But before dying, the commander whispers a shocking secret to Aaron. Cubble is the murderer of his parents. Hearing this truth, Aaron and his companions turn against Cubble. Just then, a powerful giant suddenly leaps into the scene. The giant immediately seizes Aaron. The soldiers try to stop him, but the giant knocks everyone aside with brute force. At one point, he even attempts to kill one of Aaron's friends, but Mikasa intervenes and prevents it. Strangely, it seems as if the giant understands Mikasa's words. Finally, he carries Aaron away with him and vanishes. In the chaos, Cubble is killed during the battle. Now, since Aaron was not with them, his friends did not know what to do. Then one of Aaron's friends remembers that he still has an explosive, which could be used to complete their mission. So they all head toward Area 3 to recover the bomb. Meanwhile, Aaron wakes up in a very large and strange room. In that room, apart from some objects, Shikishima is also present. Here, Shikishima reveals several shocking truths. He explains that the Titans were created by humans, specifically by Aaron's father. These Titans were originally designed as military weapons, but the experiment failed and the consequences were disastrous. A virus spread rapidly among humans, transforming them into Titans, and soon they wreaked havoc across the world. Shikishima adds that this cycle will never truly end. The real problem is that Titans can live without food or water, which means they never die naturally. The only person who had found a possible solution was Aaron's father, but he died before he could share it. Had the government not interfered and stopped his experiments, perhaps humanity would already have had a way to kill the Titans. Aaron's father chose his son as his last hope. He injected the vaccine into Aaron so that he could help humanity and fight against the Titans. Because of this, Aaron cannot die easily, and whenever he wishes, he can transform into a Titan. Shikishima then admits that he, too, opposes the government. He was the one who tried to steal the weapons earlier. Hearing all this, Aaron is impressed by Shikishima's words and agrees to help him. Meanwhile, Aaron's companions narrowly escape from the Titans and manage to recover the bomb. After loading it onto a truck, they begin moving toward the wall. But on the way, Shikishima intercepts them. His plan is revealed. He intends to use the bomb to destroy Area 2. Once the wall collapses, people will be forced to fight the Titans, whether they want to or not. After humanity learns to fight and kill Titans, they will eventually rise up and overthrow the corrupt government responsible for their suffering. But Aaron and his friends strongly oppose this plan, because many innocent lives would be lost. This leads to a fierce clash between Aaron and Shikishima. Shikishima then fatally wounds himself in order to trigger his transformation, and suddenly turns into a Titan. Here, we learn another shocking truth. Shikishima also possessed the ability to become a Titan. He was, in fact, the very same Titan who had previously kidnapped Aaron. The process requires him to sacrifice his own life each time, and when he transforms, his real human body remains hidden and in control inside the Titan's nape. But unlike ordinary Titans, these man-made Titan forms created through vaccines have a much shorter lifespan. A fierce battle begins between Aaron and Shikishima. At first, Shikishima overpowers Aaron, but later Aaron uses his fighting skills to defeat him. Following his plan, Aaron succeeds in detonating the bomb on the upper part of the wall. Then, to everyone's shock, it is revealed that Cubble is still alive. He demands that Aaron be handed over to him, because he never wanted anyone to help humanity. Instead, Cubble believed that humans should remain fearful and hide behind the walls forever. Enraged, a female soldier shoots and kills Cubble. But here another shocking truth is revealed. The Titan we saw at the beginning of the movie was none other than Kubble himself. Kubble then transforms into a giant once more and tries to stop their mission. At this point, Shikishima decides to help. Sacrificing his own life, he shoves the bomb into the mouth of the King Titan. The massive explosion kills the King Titan and also seals the large breach in the wall. Everyone is overjoyed because their mission has finally succeeded. In the end, Eren and Mikasa's dream comes true. They see the vast sea and a bird soaring freely across the sky. And with the fulfillment of their dream, the movie comes to an end. I hope you liked this movie. If so, then please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. Till then, stay safe and keep enjoying.